I'm sorry, I just got so distracted by this super cute video of a cat swimming in a bathtub. Look at that! Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. Still recovering from the COVID that I tested positive for a couple days ago, and so wasn't really sure if I was gonna film anything this week. I've been kind of like low energy, didn't want to get my lights set up and things like that, but I felt a little better today, so I didn't have anything planned. Let's do a story time, and I will tell you why I quit my job for YouTube when I have less than 100 subscribers. By the way, if this is your first video that you're watching of mine, hi, my name is Emily. I do videos on luxury fashion, lifestyle, and kind of my personal growth journey on becoming the best version of myself as I slowly creep towards the age of 30. So I haven't done a video like this on my channel before, but it does relate to my theme of glowing up and becoming the best version of myself. And I will kind of go into how I ended up at my job in the first place and the decisions that led me to quitting a job with a paycheck and a steady income for the unknown. What led me to taking a chance on myself and taking this big risk. And I also want to preface all of this by saying I am coming from a place of such privilege, and I just want to acknowledge that privilege up front. I am married to a wonderful, supportive man who does happen to have always been the breadwinner of our family. He makes enough money to support the both of us and our lifestyle. Insane amount of privilege in this story. I'm well aware of that. So I guess I'll just get started with the story. This might be really boring for a lot of people, and if it is, like, I totally understand if you don't want to watch this video. I totally get it. Come back next, for my next one, and I promise it'll be back to business as usual, but this is just something I really felt like I wanted to share. So I guess where I really have to get started, and I promise I'll fly through this all, but where I really need to get started is back when I was in high school and I was applying to colleges. I was the first person in my family to go to a traditional college, but no one in my family had ever gone to a four-year college ever on either side of my family. And so when I was in high school and I was applying to colleges and things like that, it was just known that I was going to go to college. Like, it wasn't a question. Everybody knew that I was going to go to college. I knew that I was going to go to college, but when the time came, I didn't really have any frame of reference on thinking about where to go and what to do and what to major in, or I just applied to a bunch of schools and I picked one and I went to it, and I ended up leaving that school after one semester. Did a semester of community college, followed an old friend to her school that she went to, spent 2 years there not really doing anything, and then finally transferring to a better college that was close to my house that I could commute to. I went to Temple. That's where I eventually graduated from, was Temple University. And I got a degree in anthropology because I had racked up all of these liberal arts classes over the 5 years that it took me to graduate from college, and I just wanted to get a degree and get out of there, and that's what I did. And so I graduated college in 2017. Had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up. I knew I didn't want to be an anthropologist. I knew I didn't want to go to grad school for anthropology, which is basically the only thing you can do at that point. So I continued to work in a restaurant as a server and a bartender for years, and great job, honestly. I mean, I didn't love it. I wouldn't go back to it. Just the food industry, just not my vibe. I never cared enough to like try really hard. Like, I could have made so much more money if I worked more, if I didn't put up every other shift. So fast forward to March of 2020, the pandemic hits. I don't have a job all of a sudden, and it felt so good. Like, it genuinely felt so good. I was so happy, and I felt like I was free. And it sounds horrible because I know that a lot of people lost their jobs at this point, and that's, like I said, insane amount of privilege here. But I had wanted to leave that job for so long, and I was too afraid to. And finally, like, this horrific, horrible, unavoidable thing happened, but it was my ticket out the door. I started feeling after a few weeks like, okay, like, I need to have a job. So I started looking and I applied to this company, and then they hired me as a temp. And I thought, well, that's so great. Like, that's my first office job. It's just 3 months, get a little bit of experience, and then you know, I'll be able to move on. You know, I've been working on my MBA, and something will click for me here. Like something, I'll have the experience, something will click, I'll know what I want to be when I grow up, and that'll be that. And it was great. It was honestly, it wasn't bad. I really enjoyed working for the company that I worked for, and that's not a lie. So flash forward, I'm working for this company. I've worked there for a few months. My temp is coming up, and they offered me a full-time position, and at that moment it was like no question. Like I couldn't believe how lucky I was that one, they took a chance on me, and two, that they were willing to hire me full-time. Like they liked me enough in that period of time to bring me on as a full-time customer service representative. So I worked for a few months, and I worked till around the beginning of March, and that's when I was just really unfulfilled, and I'd started this YouTube channel. It's really hard to describe the way I was feeling without sounding dramatic, but it was like every day I woke up with this like sense of dread that something was holding me back. Like I wasn't actually the one living my life, like someone else was living it for me, and I was just a bystander watching it happen, like a bad TV show that I couldn't look away from. And it wasn't like, ugh, I can't believe I have to go to this job again today. It was, ugh, I can't believe I have to go to any job today. So I was having all these feelings of just feeling unfulfilled, and what I thought was gonna be like the gateway to something amazing was just not panning out that way. And to be fair, I didn't give it a whole lot of time. Like who knows, if I had waited it out, you know, a year or 2 years or something like that, I could be in a completely different place right now. Like I said, I had started this YouTube channel, and for the first time I had like a hobby or like something that I needed to do that I was so excited to do. Like this was all I could think about, was video ideas and creating a blog and what am I gonna put on my Instagram, and just I love sitting here in front of my camera and talking. Like this is the happiest with any kind of project that I've ever felt before, and just that mixed with unhappiness with the job, and all of that mixed with this like personal journey that I'm having within myself of wanting to be the best version of myself, but feeling like I never have the time to focus on me. It just culminated in this perfect storm of I want to quit my job for YouTube. And it seemed so stupid when I said it out loud. Even when I brought it up to my husband, like I mentioned something like, oh, you know, like down the road when I have, you know, 1,000 subscribers and I'm monetized and I can make a little bit of money and bring things in, you know, maybe I might want to at that point quit my job and do YouTube full time. And he has always been like the slap in the face that I need at any given point, because when I brought this up to him and I was speaking about this venture of quitting my job for YouTube in such futuristic terms, he was kind of like, why wait? Why not do it now? Why put it on the back burner? You know, why put it on the back burner when it's something that we can make work, if this is going to be something that makes you feel fulfilled and makes you feel happy. I grappled with a lot of guilt. I'm still grappling with a lot of guilt. I mean, I only quit a week ago. It's only been a week since I haven't had a job. Ultimately, I think I made a really good decision. Whether or not this YouTube thing pans out, I hope it does, but even if it doesn't, this is what I need at this point in time. I'm lucky enough and privileged enough to be able to take a step back from working a 9-to-5 job and having the majority of my time spent serving other people, and take that and serve myself with it instead. Yeah, so it's not a very interesting story. There was no big fallout with me and my boss. Nothing happened. There was no fight, but I did quit my job, and I'm not planning on finding another one. I quit my job for YouTube. Right now, as I speak, I have 79 subscribers. That's it. It's not a lot. It's not making me any money. It might never make me any money, but that's okay, because I finally found something that I enjoy doing, and that's sitting here in my room talking to my camera, sharing things that I love, things that I hate, my personal growth story. I feel really lucky that this is something that I'm able to do, and that's all I got. So thank you if you made it this far, for sticking with me for this story. Like I said, I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but I said in my first YouTube video that I was on a mission to becoming the best version of myself that I could be, and this is the biggest step that I could have possibly taken in that journey. So I thought it was important to document here on my channel. If any of you are feeling unfulfilled, I know not everybody can do what I did. If I had one piece of advice, I would say find a doable next step and take it. Whatever that looks like, take the next step, because as scared as you might feel, it's totally worth it. There's no better bet than you can make than betting on yourself. So all of that being said, this is now my full-time job. I'm so excited about that. As soon as I have my energy back up after I've gotten this sickness completely out of my system, I have some awesome fun videos planned. I've got lots of things in store. I really hope you come back and see what I have to kind of share with you guys. Thank you all so much for joining me here on my channel today, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!